Hey guys! So in today's video I'm going to be testing out the products that I've bought in London recently, and you would have seen most of those in my haul, which I'll link here if you want to see that. Plus a few extra items that I actually bought from Fenty Beauty, which is really exciting because I've been wanting to try Rihanna's products for ages and now I have a few, so I'm going to test them out on camera for the first time for you guys. So this is going to be like a full face of first impressions. There are a few products that I don't have, like mascara and primer, so for those products I'm just gonna skip right over them and I'll just give you my first impression of the products that I do have. So with that being said, let's just get right into this video. So for foundation today I'm going to be trying this one by The Ordinary. This is the Serum foundation. So I did go through a bit of drama with this foundation. I ordered mine with Cult Beauty and I ended up getting the wrong formula and the wrong shade. So hopefully this shade matches me. This is the shade 2.1Y. And this is for yellow undertone skin. It sounds really watery. I did try and test out the shades on my skin, but I haven't actually worn it and given it a full review. So this is what the packaging looks like, and it's a plastic bottle. It has a pump and it just has a very like matte finish. And this was actually very affordable. So I'm gonna apply this the same way that I apply all my foundations, which is just with a brush first, and then I'm gonna go over it with my beauty blender afterwards. So let's just see how far we get with one pump. Okay, so first off, the foundation is a very watery consistency. Okay, so right off the bat, this is looking like a very natural kind of finish. So it has a very like skin-like, borderline dewy finish, and it's a very light coverage, which I really like. I'm really loving how this is making my skin look right now. Like I can still see, this isn't gonna cover blemishes or anything like that. Like I can still see any imperfections peeking through. I can still see my freckles. This won't really cover up much, but it'll even out your skin tone. And what I like to do with my foundations most of the time is to go for a very natural kind of finish. But I'm really just looking for something that's gonna match my face to my body on a daily basis. Like that's kind of the bare minimum that I want from my daily wear foundations, because my face is quite a few shades lighter than my skin because I wear an SPF on my face every day. But I'm loving how that's making my skin look. So I'm gonna try and add a tiny bit more coverage to the center of my face, and we'll see how buildable this is. And just a bit on my neck. Okay, so this is a tiny bit buildable, but for the most part, it's just a very natural kind of finish, which I'm not mad at, but don't get this thinking that it's gonna cover up anything. And I almost don't need to go in with my beauty blender, but I'm just going to anyway. I normally like to go in with my beauty blender so it can soak up a bit of the excess product. Then next I'm gonna be doing my brows, and I'm going in with my Soap & Glory Archery Dark Chocolate Brow Pencil. And this just has the product on the one end and a spoolie on the other. Okay, so I love the pencil on this. It's not waxy, but the color is definitely there from first swipe. It is a little bit warmer than I'd like to go, but I can still make it work. Okay, brow pencil gets a thumbs up from me. Next, I have the NARS, what is this called? Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Medium to Ginger. I've heard so many good things about this concealer, so I'm really excited to try it. And I've never dipped into it. This is a moment, guys. So I'm just going in with my finger so I can warm it up a bit before I apply it to my skin. Oh, I really like that. It's definitely got a matte finish, but it doesn't feel heavy. Like it's a super lightweight formula. And you really don't need to apply much to get the coverage that you want. Then I'm just gonna apply a little bit of that around my nose to cover up any redness. And I think the YouTuber that really got me curious about this concealer was Alana Davison. She went through a phase of speaking about this concealer all the time. Like this was really a favorite of hers. So I'm really just applying this where I would normally apply my concealer, so that's just in the center of my face. And I think this shade is perfect for me because it's got a slightly peachy undertone, which works great for brightening. Just so much of yes. Oh my gosh, this concealer is amazing. Highly rate this. This is amazing. I can definitely see this becoming a favorite because it's got the coverage, but it's matte, which is exactly what I want in the center of my face because that's where I get the oiliest. But the coverage is there, and it's matte, but I don't see it settling into my fine lines. Okay, now to eyes. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Matte for Matte eyeshadow palette in the shade Summer Breeze. And this is just a beautiful warm toned eyeshadow palette with these shades. So I think I'm going to do a pretty soft, neutral, warm, obviously because the shades in this are warm, kind of eyeshadow look. So I'm just going to prime my eyes with the NARS concealer just to give myself a neutral base to work with. And then setting that with the lightest shade in the palette. Okay, so right off the bat, these shades are quite like chalky. They are quite dusty, so there is a bit of kick off, but if you tap off the excess, then it isn't really a problem. Then I'm gonna take this peachy kind of shade and start working that into my crease. Okay, the pigment is definitely there, and it's blending out really, really nicely. So I think I'm actually just gonna take a light wash of this all over the lid. This is blending out so beautifully. It's not giving me any kind of patchiness, and it's going on just like a beautiful wash of color. Beautiful. Then I'm also going to take this H&M Crease blending brush, but it's got quite a pointed tip, so I'm going to take the same color and just work that into my lower lash line. And I'm going to take this color quite low, just to give that really diffuse kind of look. And because this is my lighter shade, it's going to be like the base that all the other shadows will blend with. Okay, I'm really happy with that. Now I'm just going to take this red shade in the palette, and I'm going to work this into my outer corner and into my crease, just to deepen up the crease a little bit and add more dimension. I can't get over how beautifully these shadows are blending. They're layering over each other really nicely and blending really beautifully. So pretty. And then I'm taking that same shade and just working it into the outer part of my lower lash line, and then just kind of bringing it up and around to join the shadow on my lid. Okay, then just on the outer corner of my eye, I'm kind of gonna do a blended out eyeshadow kind of thing, but I'm gonna be using the eyeshadows in this palette. So I'm gonna go in with this dark brown shade and a tiny bit of the black. And to do that, I'm gonna be using the H&M small shading brush. And then I'm just kind of winging it out ever so slightly when I get to the outer corner. But it's just a really, really soft brown smoky wing. And it kind of tapers off as I get into the inner corner of my eye. Okay, then just at the base of my lashes, I'm not going to use this to wing out my lashes or anything like that. This is the Eyeko, that's where I draw the line. I do liquid eyeliner. I don't know if that's what it's called, but it's in this pen and it's got a felt tip. And I really just want to take this, like I said, just at the base of my lashes, just to hide the lash band, because I'm going to be applying falsies. Okay, then for lashes today, I'm going to be using these Fully Fleur de Force lashes by Eylure, because I just really love how, fluffy and kind of dramatic, but kind of natural these lashes looked. So I'm going to go in with those today. And I'm just going to go in with my usual mascara before I apply those. Okay, so that's lashes on, and they are so pretty. And what I normally like to do is once my lashes are applied, I can kind of see how the eyeshadow is looking. So I think I want to add a tiny bit more to my eyes just to make them look a little bit more dramatic. So what I'm going to do is go in with this medium brown shade and just add that to my outer V, as well as the really, really outer portion of my lower lash line. So on my lid, I'm going to use the H&M Crease blending brush and just really go in that little corner. And then with the small shading brush, I'm just going to go into my lower lash line with that, and really, really close to the lashes. Okay, so that's eyes done. Okay, now onto contouring my face. I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty Matte Skin Stick. So this is like a contouring stick, and I'm so excited to try this out. The entire product range from Fenty Beauty is just gorgeous. So the items that I got was this contour stick and 2 lip shades, and I got a sample of their foundation just so I can test it out before I buy my shade if I can find it. I will be putting a blog post on all of the Fenty Beauty products that I have, and you guys can read that if you want. I'll link it down below when it's up. So this is just like a medium to cool toned kind of cream contour stick. I'm just gonna go into the places that I normally like to contour. And if you guys want to know more about how I contour my face, I'll link that video here so you can see that. And it's not actually overly cool toned, like I expected it to be slightly cooler, but I actually kind of like this. It's more of like a neutral kind of brown, which is nice because sometimes if it's a bit too gray, it can look kind of muddy on the skin. That's blending out really, really nicely and easily. And it's nice because it's not blending out to nothing, like the pigment is definitely staying there. Beautiful. Now onto the other side. Okay, really big fan of that. That is such a stunning contour product. Okay, then onto bronzer. I'm going to be going in with the L'Oreal Back to Bronze Sunkiss bronzer. I've only swatched this on my hand, and when I was in the store it looked like a good kind of neutral brown contour shade, which should be perfect for bronzing. And it comes with the product there, which I didn't actually realize until right now, and then there's a mirror there and then a brush that comes with it. I think I'm just going to save that, so if I feel the need to take this out with me, then I can use the brush then. I'm just going to go in with my usual MAC 168 brush and just swirl my brush in there. And it's not too powdery. I'm not getting much kick off with this. That's looking really beautiful. It's not too pigmented, which is really nice because you've got time. I'd rather have a bronzer that isn't too pigmented and that I can build up instead of just going in with a whole load of product and spending so much time trying to blend it out. That is really, really beautiful. It's going on smooth and it's matte. And I was a bit nervous because when I was at the L'Oreal counter, there was only one shade. And I've seen quite a few bloggers who are much paler than me using this, and it shows up on their skin and their tutorials and that kind of thing. But this is actually showing up on my skin really nicely. Like I said at the start, it is a very neutral kind of shade, but with a hint of warmth. I really like that. And I like the pigment on it because it'll be very difficult for you to go too heavy-handed with this, which is really nice, especially if you're a makeup beginner. Okay, so I don't have any blush to try out, but I kind of like just this bronzy kind of sun-kissed look. And then for highlight, I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. Blush Gems highlighter and just dust that on the tops of my cheeks. And I'm also gonna be trying the e.l.f. highlighting brush. Okay, I'm struggling a little bit to get the product onto the brush, but I have heard that the top layer of this product is kind of like baked and set in place, so you kind of have to scrape away the top layer. But let's just see if I can get any pigment. Nope, there's nothing there. Okay, so I'm gonna need to scrape off the top layer, which isn't an entirely uncommon thing. Like, I know the most recent blush that I bought from MAC also gave me this issue. And I was kind of bummed because I wasn't getting any pigment coming off the blush, and then I used my nail and just scraped the top layer off, and now it's beautiful. So it's not that uncommon. So if you're finding that you're not getting that pigment off of your product, just scrape the top layer off and see if that's the problem. So now I can definitely see that I'm getting pigment on my blush. On my blush. Now I can see that I'm getting pigment on my brush. I don't know if you guys can see that, but let's apply like this. Oh yeah, there she is. In the pan it looks like it's got kind of chunks of glitter in there, but on the skin it doesn't show up like chunks of glitter. It just looks like a really beautiful glow. I wouldn't describe this as natural, but it's really, really gorgeous. And again, e.l.f. products are cruelty-free and they're super, super affordable. And you can kind of tell, I mean, the packaging is quite, it feels kind of cheap, and there is no mirror or anything like that, but a lot of their products are really amazing, so you can kind of look over the packaging of them. I'm just gonna layer this up until I get the drama that I want. Because my eyes are a bit heavier, I wanna be kind of heavier with the rest of my products. Okay, and then I am gonna go in with my normal pencil brush, just so I can highlight in the smaller areas. So yeah, that's a bit of a heads up with this product. If you get it, definitely scrape off the top layer and then you'll see the magic. Okay, now the final step is the lips, and I am so excited about this. This is the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna Mattemoiselle Plush Matte Lipstick, and the packaging of this. Oh. So this is in the shade Single. It's one of her nude shades, but it's like a dark nude. I mean, look at that. The packaging of this is just so beautiful. It is quite a mirrored kind of packaging, so you get so many fingerprints on this, and that's the only thing that bothers me. The bullet of it is really skinny, and as you can see at the top of the bullet, you get that FB for Fenty Beauty at the top, and it's just so stunning. So I am gonna line my lips first. And then I'm gonna go in with the product. And it's so sad because I'm gonna get rid of the FB. But I really like the bullet because it's like super skinny. Wow, that is so creamy. That was the easiest thing to apply. I love the smaller bullet of this, especially if you have kind of like small to medium sized lips like I do. This is amazing. And so creamy. I mean, you can see pigment just from one swipe without me having to double up or go over. It is so pigmented. That is so beautiful. So that's it for this makeup look, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I had so much fun trying these products out. I am thrilled with literally every single thing that I just tried. They're all so amazing. Like, I love how my skin is looking. Okay, so the foundation is definitely not matte. That's one thing I will say. So that's something that I always struggle with because I love natural light coverage foundations, but I am oily, and almost all natural light coverage foundations are either dewy or they just have like a skin-like finish. I haven't found a matte one. That's something that I know that I will have to put up with because I like those kinds of foundations. So I just kind of take blotting papers and I powder in the T-zone on my face, and that's just how I kind of combat it. So I can see that my oils are slightly peeking through already, but the rest of my skin is looking so nice. Like, it's just a really evened out complexion. And like I said, I can still see my freckles and my skin through the foundation, which is what I like. The Fenty Beauty products, I expected them to be amazing, and they really, really were. The other product that I got from Fenty was this uncensored lip paint, and this is the Stunner lip paint. And I mean, the packaging on this, same. It is so beautiful, but I think I want to save this for another makeup look that I'm going to be doing on my channel later. So let me know if you guys would want to see a makeup look around this lip product. But it's basically just a matte lip paint, and it's a true red color. It is so beautiful. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if there are any products that you've heard of that you would want me to get my hands on while I'm here, and I can test them out for you and let you know if the hype is worth it. I hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. Don't forget to like and share this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more of me. I would love to have you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!